Hi, Gems. Welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
It's the month of June, so that means it's Pride Month.
Woo!
So I was going to turn on my Monsta X light stick because it has a rainbow feature, but I can't get the batteries to work. But Anne and her... So if you guys don't know, I don't know if Anne's mentioned it, but she loves the little Target birds.
I do.
We call them the
Burbs. The Burbs.
And so she has two of the Pride ones. The one Pride, and I think one's a drag queen.
So this is the Pride Festival one. So I guess this is what you usually would wear during like the Pride parades and all that stuff, the stereotypical ones. This just says cowboy, and her name is Boots. So I guess maybe, well, I figured also we're in Texas, so very cowboy. I love the Boots though. Yeah, for sure. Look at her.
That's adorable.
I know.
If anyone by chance has the drag queen one that came out like 4 or 5 years ago and wouldn't mind selling it to Anne for retail, not $150.
Yeah, no, seriously, these retails are about $8. I swear way back then when they were not as popular and as like TikTok trendy or anything like that, they were $5, but now they're $8, but I'm sure because inflation and production costs, all that fun stuff. But come on! Give me the drag queen bird.
Anne loves these birds so much that if you go to either one of her family's restaurants during the holidays, there are burbs all over.
All over. I hang them anywhere. I'll put it in our back private room too. So anytime regular customers that come in around the holidays, they're like, ooh, what new burbs did you get? I was like, I got so many.
So yes, if anyone has any of the drag queen burbs and would not mind selling them to Anne for retail price, reach out to her because I will drop kick her if she spends $70+ on a $3 bird.
No, that's what stopped me. I saw the price of the market. I went, no, not on Pride Month.
That's homophobic, actually. So, as a member of the LGBT community and an ally, we decided to look into some Pride-themed music videos. These will vary from wholesome and cute to a few darker themes. Right. But before we begin, let's go over a couple of ground rules. So first off, the video must contain queer elements. So no songs that were chosen by the community as anthems without community representation. Right. So this means no Monster by Irene and Solgi, no Candy by From 20, or our personal zesty anthem, Eyes on You by 17. So I know the community has chosen a lot of personal songs that they consider to be LGBT themed. A big one is Brand New World by Girls' Generation. I know that's a big LGBT theme. But we want to focus on videos that actually have explicit like LGBT theme. Which technically I guess From 20 does, but then that's a whole issue of technically he's not zesty and anyways.
Yeah. Moving on.
So if there's a storyline, it must contain queer characters. So this cannot just be ships that fans want to see. Right. So it can't just be, Woo Young gave San a look. Like, it has to be actually part of the storyline of the video.
Yeah, right, for sure, yeah.
We unfortunately cannot showcase a group just for having a member who's openly a member of the community. So just be cat's eye like that. We do celebrate them, but again, that's not the purpose of this video. Right. That could be a whole video just on its own, actually. If we just went through queer idols.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, dude, it'll be almost endless. Or even just idols that support the community. That's gonna be long.
Shoot, I mean, we could just do a video on each member of Mamamoo supporting the community and how they go about it.
There we go. Dude, I could show you all about Joe Quan. thing.
And, of course, we will not be showing videos from groups that have a history of using queer baiting for their concepts. I'm not going to mention the group that this is specific about. Also, keep in mind that we cannot go over every queer-coded or LGBT-themed music video. If we did, we would be here for days. We just chose songs that we felt fit the vibe of the episode. So let's dive straight into the first one. So to start off, we're going to do Solar's Colors. There are actually a lot of Mamamoo-related songs that we could have put in this music video. Mamamoo has been incredibly open as far as their support for the LGBT plus community. Having invited drag queens to perform on stage with them. Having released songs about same-sex relationships. But we specifically chose Solar's solo video Colors due to its ties to voguing and ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you're familiar with Ballroom, Anne. So if you would give me just a moment, I'd like to give a brief history, at least for Ballroom here in America.
Ooh, that's gonna be really interesting because I actually don't know anything about this. So this would be like literally a history lesson, which I love, honestly.
Yes. It's actually, I don't know much about the Korea scene, but as far as America goes, I
Mm-hmm.
know a little bit about.
Okay, cool.
So while Ballroom goes back to the early 1800s, I want to focus on the height of it during the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Fed up with racism in the drag ballroom scene, legendary trans icon Krista LaBeija and a queen named Lottie walked away from the established pageants and formed their own scene specifically for Black and Latinx performers. In 1972, Krista LaBeija would go on to establish the House of LaBeija, which would bring forth the house system of modern ballroom. Over the decades, more houses such as Chanel, Ebony, Extravaganza, and Penn Davis would rise and be anchored by the house mothers and fathers.
Mm.
Ballroom would begin adding categories such as executive realness and face. The house system also was a found family system, many of them finding troubled and homeless queer youth and providing them with homes, meals, and a family.
Mm-hmm.
Ballroom became mainstream in the 90s with the documentary Paris is Burning and Madonna's hit single Vogue. In today's age, Ballroom has been a global sensation. In America, queens like Mariah, Paris, Balenciaga, and Aja competed on RuPaul's Drag Race with a background in ballroom. Shows like Pose and Legendary bring the scene to a younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to look into it, I know that Legendary is on HBO Max. It's actually a ballroom competition.
Oh, cool.
And then Pose was on FX. I just finished watching it a couple weeks ago. It's fantastic.
Okay. Ooh,
It's about the ballroom scene in New York City in the 80s and 90s, as well as the HIV and AIDS epidemic that was going on at the time.
Right.
A good majority of the cast is either queer or actually transgender. You probably have seen scenes on Instagram of Elektra. She's very feisty. I bet if I sent you a video, you would probably know who Elektra was.
Right. I'm better with faces than anything than names, honestly.
Right.
So it takes a while for me to get the names. I was like, it's a queen. That's all I know.
It's a very good show, and of course, because it does highlight the ballroom scene, most of the cast is of color. There are very few white actors in it, which I think is absolutely fantastic because it's the whole purpose is to showcase what the ballroom scene was created for.
For sure.
So circling back to Solar's colors, Solar specifically chose the British spelling of the word because it highlights the word ours. Solar stated she wanted this project to showcase diversity and a deep respect for all different unique colors everyone carries within themselves. Colors is a high-energy EDM house track that is an anthem for self-acceptance. To match the house beat, Solar completely committed to learning Vogue Femme for the song's choreography. She worked directly with Love Ron, who was the leading pioneer of the ballroom scene in South Korea. Love Ron served as the performance director and choreographer for Solar's video. To bring the authenticity, Solar has performed with the real dancers from the underground Kiki scene. So the Kiki scene is a ballroom scene that is specifically geared towards LGBT youth and about teaching them about ballroom and the history of it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Specifically, the members of House of Love show up in her video, which is Love Ron's house. That she serves as the house mother.
Okay.
The choreography is widely recognized by professional dancers and critics to be the first ever K-pop performance to entirely utilize voguing from the beginning to the end. I promise going forward, the introduction should be a little bit smaller, a little shorter. That one, I just felt like we had to go over the history because I feel like ballroom is one of those things that a lot of people, especially those who may not be as involved in the community, are very familiar with. And I will say that there's a lot of misrepresentation of ballroom. RuPaul's Drag Race is actually one of the main proprietors of almost appropriating ballroom culture without actually giving the history to it.
Oh, interesting. But I'm sure, I mean, this is from looking from the outside and being not really part of the community, just an ally. I'm sure it's just to maybe make it more mainstream, if that makes sense.
Right.
Where it's catering to the whole audience. Because, yeah, the RuPaul's Drag Race definitely is for the community and everything. But, I mean, I can tell you how many, like, people who are allies or just straight in general are watching it too because they're intrigued by this whole like culture of it. So I'm sure even like with no history, they wouldn't know either. So they're just trying to make it mainstream, I'm sure.
Yeah, so many of the ballroom queens that have competed on the show have actually called the show out, including Aja, who did compete on the show twice.
Okay, yeah.
One of my favorite queens, Nitra, became famous for her duck walk, which is a form of voguing.
That's the thing. Yeah, this one, yeah.
And I remember that Aja went to Twitter and was very upset and being like, you need to make sure that you're teaching the children the history if this is going to be like your signature move.
Oh, I see. Right. Like advocate for it.
I want a black and white one and a pink, oh purple. I want a black and white one and a pink, oh purple. I want a black and white one and a pink, oh purple. I want a black and white one and a pink. Doesn't matter. Hey, stop. What you want? Tell me everything you want. What do you want? What do you want? Tell me everything you want. Oh yes. What you want? Tell me.
I think it makes sense that a Mamamoo member would actually go this far into the history and like learning the culture and the dance to release a song like this.
For sure.
So damn fine.
They just always had that vibe too of being like, oh yeah, they're definitely part of this community.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I'm sick, I'm hot, I'm gorgeous, so bad. I want a black and white one and a pink.
And also this song in general, I think fits Solar's vibe so much better than the other members. Now we can have Monsta do it, but I feel like there's just something about Solar that gives out that essence about doing the voguing stuff.
Gives mother energy, like house mother energy.
For sure. And I'm sure maybe it comes also the fact that she's the leader of the group too.
Yeah. The only other female idols that I can see doing this is maybe Soyeon from Idol. Or Alexa. Because I know Alexa is very involved in the community as well.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Do the thing. Hey, just believe in yourself. What you wanna do, just sing it out loud. Look in the mirror and pose so damn fine and say it. I'm sick, so bad. Louder, louder. I'm sick, I'm hot, I'm gorgeous, so bad. I want a black and white one and a pink, oh purple. Black and white one and a pink, oh purple. I want a black and white one and a pink, oh purple. Black and white one and a pink. Doesn't matter. Kick it off, 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 kick it off. Bum bum bum. Kick it off, 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 kick it off. Oops. Kick it off, 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 kick it off. Bum bum bum. Kick it off, 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 kick it off. Bum bum bum.
Oh, so good. I love her so much.
And that's a B-side. That was not even her title track for that album.
I know. And I was like, you're kidding me, right? I thought it was the title track, and I was like, it's not. It's not.
So another reason that I also wanted to give that little history lesson beforehand is while doing research, I did see a lot of blogs, especially one that is very well known for reviewing comebacks, that actually accused Solar of cultural appropriation as far as with the voguing and all that. So I wanted to like give Moo-Moos and maybe people who aren't as familiar with Mamamoo the little history that no, she specifically learned the choreography and performed with a ballroom house. Not only a ballroom house, but one of the women that actually started the ballroom scene in South Korea.
Right, exactly. And also supporting them in a way of being like, hey, can you help me with the choreography? Hey, I want to feature the dancers as well, and all these other things. So, I mean, I think Solar did her research, and I'm glad the production team behind it as well fully supported as well and was willing to work with it too. So, I mean, props to the whole team, honestly, for that. So, F you, blogger.
I just feel like, and it's funny because you mentioned the production team. I was like, I feel like at this point, I don't know if Solar's manager is the same manager for Mamamoo, but I feel like if she went up to her and said, hey, I want to do this song, I want to get with LeVron, I want to learn voguing and perform with her house at a gay club. And I feel like their manager's like, you know what? At this point, do what you want to do. Because we've already had cross-dressing. We've had drag queens. You guys have openly stated that you don't care about gender. Like, you know what? It's all you, sweetie. Do what you need to do.
Right? Exactly. They're probably like, do I still get paid for this? Okay, yeah, let's
go. So up next, we have a monumental music video for K-pop history. On January 2nd, 2018, Neverland was released by soloist Holland. This was a historic occasion because Holland was the first mainstream K-pop idol to come out as gay. He even rejected offers from multiple companies because they wanted to keep his sexuality a secret. He said in an interview that management figures told him that he shouldn't disclose his sexuality for the common good of the company. Public figure needs to be safely marketable to the broadest possible audience. So instead of pretending to be straight and lying to fans, Holland decided to debut as an independent artist rather than a bigger company. Neverland follows the theme from Peter Pan, a place where inhabitants never have to grow up. For Holland, it represents a safe haven where people can freely follow their hearts without facing the harsh criticism and bullying like he faced in South Korea. Of course, the music video received a 19+ rating, banning it from most broadcast stations due to the kiss between the two male leads. The kiss wasn't intentional, but Holland felt like it was needed to call out the double standard since heterosexual couples kiss all the time on television without receiving backlash.
Valid.
I haven't seen this video. I remember when this dropped because it was such a big deal. Because he was open and honest about who he was to begin with. But I haven't actually seen the video or heard the song yet. And sure enough, the 19 is still off in the corner.
Right. I think, like, legally wise, they have to put it in their music videos. Yeah.
Wonderland 끝은 나만 아니까 Teenage dream follow my future Teenage dream follow my future 모든 게 내가 생각했던 것과는 너무 달라 근데 그건 당연한 게 아닐까 지금까지 들어왔던 말들 듣기 싫어도 반복됐던 그 말들 안 들어도 돼 이제는 그래도 될 것 같아 내 손을 잡아주겠니 창밖으로 나가
So we got a 19+ rating for two men kissing, but not for the fact that they're drinking.
I know, right? I was about to think about it too. I was like, are they drinking? No, don't fight! No!
Oh.
Fighting!
특별히 갈 곳이
That's because they're making out. It's not just a peck, all right? They're making out.
I have seen far worse in dramas.
What? They're not even holding it.
Which again is kind of funny to me because Blackpink's Boombayah got banned just because Jenny said Hennessy.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, they can't name any brands in their songs, which is why T.O.P.'s Turn It Up was fully banned because he named like 10 design branders back to back.
So that was really cute.
That was really cute. I like that one. It's a very chill vibe. You can definitely tell because you said he didn't sign with a major company. He has his own, or independent artist. Okay. So yeah, you can kind of tell it's very low key, but I think I kind of like it. Like that's very simple and it's great as like a debut of like, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to be representing with my music type of thing. So I kind of like that, honestly.
I do too. One, he has a very unique voice. Again, I've never heard anything that he's ever done before.
I was trying to think like what I can compare it to, but I couldn't even do that because it was very unique. Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I could compare him to is when I was looking at thumbnails to make our thumbnail. There's the scene where he's laying on the couch and the boyfriend is sitting on the floor. And for a moment from that angle, I thought it was DK and Juho.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. And then I was like, BL, I don't think...
Which Juho has starred a BL, so I was like, oh, I didn't know DK did one. But he's got that nice like mid-range cadence.
For sure.
I never did choir, so I'm not really familiar with the terms. But it's like very like in the middle. It's not really high. It's not really low.
I think it's alto. It would be an alto voice then.
Okay. I was gonna say viola as this string instrument, so yeah, that makes a little sense. Since they played the alto clef. But like you said, it's a very chill vibe. I was not expecting it to be such a chill vibe. And I like that it portrays a gay couple as normal people.
There's so one thing like extravagant or anything about it where it's just like in your face, we're gay.
Yes, 100%. So one thing that I have always struggled with as being a member of the community is that, especially with celebrities, as soon as they come out, it turns into a situation of I have to be loud, I have to be flamboyant, because that's what mainstream media tells me. So not, and I mean no ill will when I say this out loud. So Bane just released a photo shoot last week or the week before, and it's very neon, very flamboyant, loud. And if he's comfortable with that, that's all that matters. But like that's not what I identify with. And I think with the rise of LGBT media, and again the fact that a lot of straights are now absorbing it, that it does give that image that this is the way it's supposed to be. So like, you know, we have Drag Race and all of its 10,000 spin-offs. Titus from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. And don't even get me started on the negative representation that Glee did. To where they literally had to change the personality of a masculine gay man that as soon as he got with the gay lead, he all of a sudden was really flamboyant and extra and all that. So I like that it was very chill, and it literally just showed a normal couple. It would just happen to be two men. They sat on the couch together. They were eating
the beach together,
Sour Patch Kids and the cheese balls that you buy at Sam's, the giant thing. They were on the beach, and they were even fighting, but it wasn't anything like, it wasn't like causing a scene or anything. They were just having like, it was normal.
It was like a normal couple fighting. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's Holland's whole thing, is the fact that like, yes, we're here, we're queer, but like, we're just like everyone else.
Yeah, we're just people, man.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm gonna have to look more into Holland's music.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I really did like it. It's a very chill vibe. And I think that's a great introduction of what really he's just being like, hey, this is what queer people are. It's just like, we're just normal. Like, there's nothing, it doesn't have to be all loud and colorful and everything. It's just chill.
Yeah. Because at any point, they could have easily walked into a nightclub or done something like that. Yeah. But it was literally just, we're going to sit on the beach and drink Corona. And yes, I know exactly what beer they were drinking, just from the tiny little bit of label. I'm a bartender. I am not an alcoholic. Let me remind you of that.
Yeah, and also I think that's another thing too. I think there's also this like skepticism of like, if you're queer or whatever type thing, you tend to like more fruity cocktails.
Right.
It's like, no, they like beer too. I'm sure they're drinkers.
Like, for example, at Carrie's wedding, I drank scotch the entire night. Like, I could have had the bartender make a Cosmo or something, but no, I had Johnny Walker Red Label with ginger ale. And I have nothing against fruity drinks. When I drink alcohol, I want alcohol. Like,
I want to feel something.
Right. Like, that's why, and this is off tangent, but like, that's why I like Jinro as a soju brand, because Jinro has fruitiness to it, but it also has that like burn of the alcohol as well.
And you might feel it the next day.
Yes. Plus, I feel like I have some, back when we used to go to Pluckers all the time and they have the psychedelic frog.
Yes. Oh my God. The good old days.
Like, this is just sugar, blah, blah. And then you go to stand up and you're like, okay, I'm sad.
Oh God, no. I'm going to sit
right.
here for another 30 minutes.
Anyways, let's move on to the next one. So now we've had allies and Ballroom. We've had a gay couple. So let's shift gears and give lesbians a spotlight. So next up, we have a high energy, super cute video from Luna's Chuu. So fun fact, I did not know that Chuu was from Luna.
No,
I know her as a solo artist, and I know her as the villain of that drama I keep mentioning with Yoon Sanha.
I think people do know her more as a soloist, honestly, than her being part of Luna. I will be honest about that too.
So now if you know anything about Chuu, not only is she incredibly cheerful and high energy, but she thinks that every single person is gay.
축하합니다. 당신의 데이트를 축하합니다. 따다따다따. 바로 오셨어요?
친구가 생일인데
You Heart Attack is about Chuu having a crush on a classmate, played by fellow bandmate Ibu. Her name is Ibu. Y-V-E-S. Ibu. I'm glad I looked that up because I would have called her Yeast, like Yeast Saint Laurent. But yes, her name is Ibu, apparently. The music video shows Chuu watching Ibu from the shadows, trying to get closer to her to give her a green apple. The green apple in the Lunaverse is Chuu's forbidden fruit. There's really a lot to unpack when it comes to Luna's lore and their subunit. There's a lot to do with their subunit to do with like the Garden of Eden, and but we're going to focus just on this. You'll also notice that when Chuu bites into her apple, it'll actually shift from green to red, which is Ibu's forbidden fruit.
Okay, cool, awesome. And that's a whole different story that we don't need to get into, man.
I'm sure at some point we'll do a Luna episode, and it'll probably just be 30 minutes of just lore.
Sounds about right. So cute.
우리 처음 봤던 날 조용했던 내 맘속 새로운 세상이 열린 듯 유난히 빨라지던 mood 나 혼자 알고 있었던 감춰진 내 비밀도
Not all stalker vibes, by the way.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Oh no! Oh no! Paparazzi.
This is exactly the vibe I would expect from a Chuu song, just knowing her as like an actress.
Yeah, for sure. What?
내 맘에 반짝 불꽃이 튀는 듯 숨어있던 맘을 알게 돼 점점 더 두근대는 맘 전부 다 줄게 take my heart 분명 넌 나의 destiny 빛이
I don't think she's a fan of burbs.
I had to cry for some times. I was like, no. Oh, she didn't like the strawberry either. Damn. Oh. Is she okay, or is this like
she has been out in the snow for a very long time.
Do we need to watch a continuation of it with the with like Ebus or hey yo. No. No. All right, no questioning, no judgment. Got it.
That is such
so
a cute song.
Yeah, I know. That's definitely the energy she gives us, like off camera.
100%. Oh, 100%.
I love
and again, I like that it's, besides the fact that she's kind of a little bit of a creeper, it's actually a very innocent, it's a very innocent song. It's a very innocent story. I mean, just about everyone has had a friend that has a crush on somebody in high school that just happens to be, usually it's like a senior or something, you know, someone that they're close to. And there was nothing explicit about it. It was just, hey, I like you. Give me your attention. You know.
Yeah. It's just a cute little, like, puppy love crush type of thing. Right. Yeah, that's really cute.
But again, the little bit I know about Chuu, that's 100% what I would expect to come out of Chuu's mouth for a music video. All right, so we've done 3 high-energy, positive songs. And now we're going to have to switch gears for the second half of this episode. So as we all know, not every relationship can be sunshine and unicorns. Many LGBT couples and individuals are met with bullying, abuse, and darker reactions. So we're actually going to do Monsta X next, which I feel like a lot of people are not aware of, like, the storyline in this music video. I used to make jokes, but until recently, when I've actually been, like, paying attention, I noticed really what was going on. So Monsta X's lore is incredibly complicated and involves revolutions, time travel, and so much more. As much as I would love to dive into that, for the purpose of this video, I will refrain. It's going to have to be something else for another time. So there's a lot that goes on in Monsta X's All In, the title track of their album, The Clan. So the main focus is the rebellion of the Clan, Monsta X, and the regime. Multiple members have storylines, including Jew Honey helping Shonu get money for his sick elderly father through illicit means, Kihyun, Wonho, and I.M developing a concoction from the blue delphinium plant, which has long been a symbol of deep emotional bonds. There's even a small moment between I.M and Kihyun suggesting that they may be a couple. But the main focus of the storyline revolves around Hyungwon and Minhyuk. Hyungwon's father is part of the regime, which can be seen by his all-black attire, and is abusive towards Hyungwon due to his relationship with Minhyuk. Minhyuk finds Hyungwon alone in a white mask, which he pulls back to reveal a badly beaten face. Minhyuk seeks revenge against Hyungwon's father by setting his house on fire. Despite his efforts to keep Hyungwon safe, Minhyuk finds him lifeless in a bathtub, having given up the battle. Minhyuk is seen adding the blue delphinium to the water before joining Hyungwon and embracing him. The final scene of the two of them shows Hyungwon's hand clasping around Minhyuk's.
Also crazy that you said Wonho. I was like, is this during when Wonho still?
Yes. So this would be like their third or fourth album, I think. You'll actually see not only is Wonho in it, but you'll see how like young Shonu looks, and also we have baby-faced I.M in this video.
I was going to say, this is like what, 2016?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's like 2016 is May. Dude, that's like
6 years
just
ago.
a few babies. Oh my god. No, Lucky Tronny.
되는 겁니까 그만 지킬 수 있습니까 그만 몇 번을 쓰러지고 다쳐 항복 받아내면 되는 겁니까 So yes 뉴스의 경례 너란 이름에 맹세를 해 장난 아니지 너 목숨 걸어 지켜줄게 목숨 걸어 너의 모든 게 다 perfect perfect 다른 여자들은 no thanks no thanks 나는 오직 너만을 원해 내 모든 걸 다 all it 너를 가질 수 있다면 난 뭐든지 다해 난 너에게만 all in 거짓말이 아니야 지금부터 나는 너에게 나의 모든 것만 다 걸어 내 시간과 돈 다
God, Minion is so tiny.
I know, I was about to say. They're all kind of tiny though.
I know. Even Wanho's kind of tiny here.
Yeah, I was about to say. Shoney's like the
You'll see how young they are when you see I am, because he's got a round face.
Oh no. Not ready for that, honestly.
모든 게 다 난 완벽하니까 난 네가 필요해 난 너만 있으면 돼 기대해봐 넌 내 여자니까 그 자리에서 기다려 내 모든 걸 다 all in 너를 가질 수 있다면 난 뭐든지 다해 난 너에게만 all in 거짓말이 아니야 지금부터 나는 너에게 나의 모든 것만 다 걸어 내 시간과 돈 다 걸어 나는 너에게만 걸어 지금부터 나는 너에게
Video is so sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of like storytelling going on here.
Yeah.
Lots of different.
Well, his father passed away before he could get him the money for his treatment.
You need the money for something else, man. Stop. Trying to make it better.
너는 너무 아름다워 이제는 내가 널 가져야겠어 내 전부를 다 걸어 난 내게 다 걸어
See, look at I am.
Man,
He's
I
tiny.
look like him.
I'm all in what you're saying 상관없는 걸 가질래 what I got and 나의 모든 내가 I'm all in what you're saying 상관해 널 가질래 what I got and 나의 모든 걸 다
That's such a good song. I've never seen a music video for this though.
Yeah, so it's a great song, but I feel like you need to see the music video because there's so much going on.
Yeah, for
And there's
sure.
a lot that's not explained.
Mhm.
So Keon's injured. I don't know if he's injured or maybe he's sick. He might have like polio or something. Because you've seen him with crutches multiple times, but
Yeah.
they don't explain
Mhm.
like what happened.
What it is, yeah.
Wanho's purpose seems to be a little confusing. So I will say it does look like everyone is paired off except for Chuu Honey. Because Youngwon and Minhyuk is very obvious because they're literally the focus of the story.
Literally right there, yeah.
I am and Keon have that really sweet moment where they put their foreheads against each other.
Mhm.
And then there's that very brief scene where you see a member move Wanho's shirt to look at his chest, the painting on it.
Yeah.
And apparently that's Shonu. Our friend Lorelai pointed out that that's Shonu. So it seems to be that they're all like kind of
Paired up. Yeah.
except for Chuu Honey, who Lorelai has called the shaman of the clan because he seems to be.
Yeah, I was about to say that because he kind of did the whole ritual thing around the
Yeah.
blue defilium and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, everyone has a designated role. So Chuu Honey seems to be like an arms dealer because he helps Shonu get the guns.
Right.
So my theory, and this does not tie to Pride, but I just want to get this out since we're on the subject, is I think that Wanho is actually the leader of the group.
Oh,
Because if
interesting.
you notice throughout different moments, Wonho's very creepy in this music video.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Not just me.
And every time that they do something against the regime, he seems to be getting enjoyment from it.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think that he may be the leader. I think him and Chuu Honey are responsible for diluting and making the concoction from the blue delphinium.
Okay.
But so this video actually has a continuation in their next comeback, Fighter, and some of the theories that I read a lot of theories doing research for this, and so one of the theories is that Fighter specifically may be
a nod.
That Fighter may be a nod, or the main theme may revolve around conversion therapy, which is still a thing in many countries.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
The music video for that one actually involves the clan having to break Hyungwon and Minhyuk out of like a sterile psych ward. So and they seem to be kind of like drugged and vacant until Chuu Honey gives them the gummy bears, which anyways, so the point I'm trying to get across is that both of those videos do seem to be very heavily, like, people can draw their own conclusions from whatever, but there's definitely a very strong underlying LGBT storyline that's going on. Like, you could say that Minhyuk and Hyungwon are friends and all that, but that final scene where Minhyuk joins Hyungwon in the bathtub, like, I have friends, but there are very few friends that I would hold that close.
Yeah, like, for sure. Yeah.
Especially because I agree with that. Because it's also theorized that Minhyuk may have also given up because he didn't want to live without Hyungwon. So that's why he joined him. So, anyways.
And then you said that because of the continuation of it too, later on, if people kept going into like the lore and the dive of it, I'm sure with the conversion thing, that probably make more sense too. Because here you're just like, oh, they might be best friends. And you see the next one, you're like, oh, well, you know what, might be more.
Right, yeah, 100%. And as mom babies know, but maybe some K-pop stans don't, Wonho and Monsta X are like at the same level with Mamamoo as far as their support for the LGBT community.
Right. For sure.
They have been seen holding multiple pride flags at shows. They've been given they've gone on V-Live. Is V-Live, was that what it was called?
Yeah, it was V-Live back then, yeah.
They've gone on V-Live and given advice to queer mon babies as far as like coming out and stuff like that. And Chuu Honey and Wonho are very aware of the fact that their main fandom is men, and they are very comfortable with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Chuu Honey gets very excited anytime that he actually gets to do a fan call with a mon baby that's male. But I'm getting off track. So I'm actually going to step back, and Anne is going to do the last part of our video. I'm not going to say anything more because I think Anne's got a good grasp of what we're about to do.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're going to go way back to 2012, which is like the peak of like second gen back then. It was really good. If people don't know about K-Will, y'all are missing out about K-Will. K-Will is also under Starship Entertainment. He's pretty much the long-standing artist.
I think he's the longest standing, yeah.
Yeah, because, okay, so big backstory. I'm not going to go really deep into K-Will. I can keep talking about K-Will all I want. But anyways, backstory of that is that he did start out in Big Hit Entertainment when they were like Nugu type thing, like 2AM was still there type thing. Then he signed over to Starship Entertainment and has been there since then. So let's get to this part of the series. This is going to be, or the episode, it's going to be crazy. All right, so released in October 11, 2012, Please Don't took the charts by storm domestically and brought a ton of attention internationally. K-Will is a soloist under Starship Entertainment, known for his unique voice and dubbed as the OST Prince for the amount of songs he has contributed to the K-drama world. In true K-Will fashion, he doesn't appear in music videos, wanting to showcase his vocals while also putting actors into the music videos to highlight the storyline, and if there is any, because some of those music videos, when they're ballads, they're not like with ballads, it's mostly story oriented,
right?
Whereas when it's a little bit more like a cheerful one type thing, the one that I can think of is, was it Marry Me or something like that, something along those lines. It has Donho of U-Kiss. It also has Ki-Kwan of Beast and Highlight, when he was still in Beast, and it has one of the HOT members too.
Wow!
And it's just like a very cutesy video of like you have these boyfriends. It's like first POV shots of them like giving you gifts. You're going on like cute little dates with them too. So I think Kayla was in that one too as a cameo because like there's a scene where you're in the amusement park or whatever. So he does do a few cameos, but it's not a huge like main role of it. He likes to be out of the spotlight of it just to showcase his voice most of the time. So the one we're gonna see is called Please Don't, as I mentioned, and it stars Daesung of Sistar, An Jae-hyun, and Seo In-guk, who both are actors in the K-drama world.
Right.
And this is back when they are still newbies. I think Seo In-guk just landed a bigger role into like the K-drama world with Reply 1997. He was a solo artist before that. Jae-hyun, he has done some like more sitcom-ish type of feels, and he doesn't land the bigger roles until later on. So
I will say before we continue, for anyone who has not seen K-Will, because again, he doesn't appear very much. I know he appeared
he really
in
doesn't.
the Mamamoo pre-debut video that their debut video.
Yes,
he appears in that.
one.
But all we're gonna say, speaking to back to Mamamoo, actually, he is a Decolomani of Daesung. Like that's a running joke that him and Daesung look exactly like. I think that he looks like the love child of Daesung and Woozi. Like if they were to somehow make a child, it would come out as K-Will because they look so similar to one another.
Yeah, but it's really funny because if you ever see K-Will in like variety shows, the way he laughs and smiles, it's so similar to Daesung. And then I think Daesung kind of leaned into that one time they got together for some other variety show. Twin!
That's kind of funny.
I'm associated with you.
It's so funny to actually like laugh like Daesung because Daesung has such an juicy laugh.
Oh
like,
yeah,
to
for sure.
To have the same laugh, I feel like that's just a rarity.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And then K-Will like being almost like an actual Ajushi, you're like, he's like, I'm offended by this. Oh, I love this song so much.
I do too. And like, I was thinking about it, like I was getting ready for my day, and like the song just plays in my head. Like I just automatically know what it is, and I don't think I've heard this song in years.
Yeah. You just tell by the first notes. You're like,
yes.
K-Will. K-Will. Oh my god. It's you.
That's a valid reaction, buddy.
I know, right? Also, girl, like, seriously. Like bullying them.
That's a fair flip.
Love it so much. Look at that, he's being a taller too, man.
Thank God you and Kevin aren't gross like that.
Awkward.
I don't think I've actually seen you and Kevin be cutesy outside of your wedding except for calling each other babe. I don't think I've ever seen y'all be gross and cutesy.
Yeah, we kind of established this from the very beginning. Also because of the fact that, you know, he will be around Kiddo a little bit more. We'll do like hand holding and everything, but we don't want to do too much PDA to where Kiddo themselves will get very uncomfortable. And he's also not big into PDA. So I was like, man, just a little PDA, I don't want that a lot.
I got you a man, and he's like, pat your head.
I think, honestly, the most PDA he'll ever do is if he's, like, actually, like, tipsy. Like, he reaches that level, that, like, tipsiness to it. He gets a little touchy. Then I have to stop him. Dude, also, that's dangerous. You guys, don't do that when you're drunk.
Especially not here in Texas.
Oh, no. I like how she had to be on a step stool because they're so tall. So no step.
I love that I know the ending of it, but it still is such a shocker every time I see it.
Oh my gosh. If y'all don't know about this music video, y'all are missing out. There's so many because of the I'll get to this a little bit later on with K-Will coming back and everything. But because of that and people discovering all these like old like music videos way back in like the 2010s and all that other stuff, people doing reaction videos to this is so hilarious. I love seeing people's reaction at the end of that final scene. I'm just like, suck us.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, K-Will was on K-Will was on Inguk's variety show last year or the year before, a couple years ago, anyways. And K-Will was like, "Well, you've seen the video, right?" And Inguk was like, "No, I actually haven't seen the video since it came out." And so, like, he made Inguk watch the video, and even Inguk, even though he knew the storyline, was like surprised by like the actual video.
Yeah,
which I have a lot to say, but I'm going to let you take over because I know you have a lot to say first.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But I actually will mention that in a bit, actually. So we'll talk a little bit more about the music video, not like fully break it down, but we'll talk the elements of it. So the storyline is one of the biggest plot twists for a music video, as usually you can predict how the storyline goes. And I bet a lot of people thought Eunkook's character loved Dasum, but it was actually... Yeah, I'm people too. I mean, everyone was people until, the very end. But it was actually his, like, best friend, Jaehyun. A bit of the behind the scenes. Years later, the actors revealed that they didn't even know the plot twist. The director of the music video did a great job in hiding it. Both Eunkook and Jaehyun took the role without even knowing the plot has a little bit of a BL moment. At the end of the scene, when Eunkook was in the car with the photograph, when he was, like, tearing it up, the director told him to tear it in half and bring the male leads together. And Inko went, oh, so it's like that. Because if you kind of look at the detail when he was tearing it, I believe this was all in one shot, by the way. So when he was tearing it, he thought he was leaving the side where it's him and Dasum together. And he was just going to like hold it, like throw away Jaehyun's photo of the portion of it. And just like stare, be like, oh no, my love got married to my best friend. But then the director was like, no, bring it together. And cover her face. He went, oh.
Well, and as you're watching him, as he's got the photo and he goes to tear it, he's actually covering Jaehyun's face with his thumb as well.
Yeah, because he thought, toss it aside.
Yeah.
And then the director's like, just bring it. Just bring it. And then Jaehyun, as the funny anecdote, thought he died in the music video because the director told him to sit in the car next to him in the passenger side and stare at the front and smile. Don't even look at him. Don't even look at him.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, so for sure, because he was like in a car accident, maybe that sort of thing. And I think it also poked fun at the fact that it's a very tiny detail if you rewatch it. He didn't wear Eunkook when he brought the photos together. Eunkook was a little bit like photo-wise, he was a little bit taller than Jaehyun. And Jaehyun was like, it's because I'm tall, huh? You just want to feel tall for this slight little moment, isn't it? I love that. But going back to the music video, the music video also highlighted what is a taboo in South Korea way back in the 2010s. There weren't many talks of or implications of the gay community back then, or at least in a major broadcasting station type of thing. Until, of course, the biggest entertainer brought up something that was taboo to Star Lecture series. Han Sung-chung, which is I think this sounds so bad, he's the gay bald man.
Oh, okay. I know. Okay.
Yeah, the one that's very flamboyant. He had a ton of idols that comes onto his YouTube show with the other guy. I forgot his name. Right. So sorry. And, he's famous for filling up on Mingyu's and S-Cube's abs and muscles.
Yeah.
The one's like, ooh! Yeah, that guy.
And then them both fighting over San when he was on the show.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think when they had two of the X-Love members there, they were just kikiing the whole time. That's all. It was super cute. So he came out as gay in September 2000, becoming the first openly gay entertainer in the Korean industry. During this groundbreaking TV show, he appeared in front of an audience of young adults, all under 25, and talked about his own experiences as a gay man in a country where 77% of the Koreans believe homosexuality should be rejected. So those who are gay or in the community, they have to hide it. With the rise of technology and cell phones being more accessible to the internet back in the 2010s, and able to take high definition photos, many people would actually have to mask up or wear sunglasses or wear hats, anything like their idols themselves. Like they had to hide their identities. That's what they had to do when they're going out to like gay clubs and all that stuff like that. While the music video is more of the typical trope of I love my best friend, but they don't know, it's unheard of to be the same sex. Thus, the implications of how this was perceived by the citizens of Korea is a great nod to where the LGBTQ stood back in 2012. Also, following this up after Reply 1997, which is Eungook's like first lead role, with almost the same trope, is hilarious because in that series, there's that underlying story of like, you know, there's Eungook and Yoonji of A-Pink, like they navigate through life and slowly fall in love, whatever type thing. The side story of it is that they also have a best friend, which is Hoya of Infinite. He was like the second male lead or side story type thing. He is best friends with Yoonji's character, but he has a small crush on Eungook's character. So so he was struggling with that too. So throughout that whole show, you can also see the elements of like how to be gay, but not openly gay, but also hiding it. But I think like Yoonji's character knew the whole time. So I'm pretty sure the director of that music video also wanted him because of that. Because like, oh, you know, it'd be really funny if we just have this like tie into it.
Right.
All right, so then we have a follow-up of this as well, because this is where the rise of the Please Don't reaction videos have come to play, is because recently K-Will released the sequel to that. So K-Will, after a long-running success of releasing albums and OSTs, he took a hiatus that lasted 6 years. The main reason was a health issue with his vocal cords, which he considered retirement. During the break, he would take on a more corporate role in Starship Entertainment as executive director. In June 2024, he would come back with his EP All the Way with the title track No Sad Song for My Broken Heart. The music video, to many fans' delight, reunited Eungook and Jaehyun for the acting roles, with K-Will already planned this far ahead. So going back to when K-Will and Jaehyun actually appeared on Eungook's variety show, he asked Eungook on his talk show to invite him onto the project, with Jaehyun as backup to support it as well. After listening to what could be the draft of the song, Eungook was all in, because they actually had to bleep out, because it wasn't released then. It was like even months before that. Kate was like, I have a sample on my phone if you want to listen to it real quick. And he played it, and of course they bleeped it out or whatever. And Eungook's like, I'm in. Let's do this, man.
And I remember, so I haven't seen any of Eungook's show. But I remember that when that episode released, Twitter and Instagram blew up because everybody was like, oh my God, K-Will has announced that there's going to be a sequel for Please Don't. 12 years later. Yes. 12 years, guys.
It's a huge deal too. And it's also great because he took this hiatus. He was literally out of the spotlight. He was just like doing all this behind the scenes. He was not active whatsoever. So for him to even be active and everyone's be like, oh my God, the OST Prince is back and those other things, you know, that's a great thing too. And then just seeing that as well. I think there was a TikTok or Instagram reel or something like that, like a small video where it's them just out eating, which I assume maybe is after this recording of the talk show. It's just them out eating at dinner, and then I think it was like, and Goot's like, oh, look or Jaehyun, I forgot who was holding the phone, but they're like, oh my God, look who I'm with, and you know, it's the boys and everything. Everyone freaked out, but then like K-Will in the back was like, start singing, and they're like, oh. So even then, like, even after 12 years, it's still very iconic. So I think K-Will doing that and making a continuation of this music video that we're about to watch is very great. But yeah, let's watch the music video.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to, and also, you guys, this is 6 minutes long, so here we go.
Sit back, get a snack, because after this, we have to break it down.
Oh, there's a lot to break down.
I've not seen this since it released, so I'm excited to watch it again.
Oh my God, I remember when it first released, I spanned my sister. I was like, it's happening, it's the sequel.
Yeah, I saw it before you, and I mentioned it, and you're like, okay, I have to go watch it. And I remember you went to, I don't know why I know so many details about when this released, but you went to first watch, and you were sitting down, and you were like trying not to cry during the video, and you were spamming Carrie.
What is happening? Everyone, you should not be surprised that K will release ballad songs because that's what he's known for. That's his bread and butter, honestly. He does have a few cheerful songs, but I prefer his ballads through and through. Sometimes during the happy cheerful songs, he acts like a full day son.
Well, not only that, but if you're going to be the OST king, Prince of OSTs, you have to release ballads.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow.
I mean, think about it. When we did our episode, outside of Dream High, the songs that we focused on were all ballads.
Yeah, for sure. Crazy how they still kind of look the same compared to the previous music video.
I will say Jaehyun clearly has gotten older, but Inguk looks almost exactly the same.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will say they both also look a lot better without that filter on, because I would have never guessed that Inguk was so tan, because that filter just made them both so light-skinned.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Dude, don't look so happy that your friend got divorced.
I know, like, seriously, for sure. Dang. Who does that? Even his friends will do that.
That you know of.
Okay, what's I'm not there?
We should have had the boys on for this episode. We could have shown them K-Will.
Oh, that was so funny. Oh.
Maybe next time we're all together, we'll be like, hey guys, we need to film something real quickly. We need you to watch this video.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, K-Will, who hurt you, man, during your hiatus?
But also the fact that his 2 - 1 is 2 men. It's kind of iconic. Why are there no captions for what they're saying?
Oh, so what he said was that, the last part was that, can I hug you for one last time or one more time, something like that. I forgot what he said before. Or something about the launch. He said something about, like, there's no words I can describe, like, what I'm feeling or something like that. Something along those lines. Like, can I hug you for one more time or one last time? Something like that. Dude, honestly, when I saw him walking back, I thought that he was about to kiss him.
I did too. I was trying to remember because again, I haven't seen this video in so long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the plot twist, you guys. You can thank K. Will for this. It's his idea. Also, that shot, I wonder how long... like, DKs, they were waiting for so long for that, too.
Also, I wonder if that's the same tunnel that like every K-drama uses, like in Hotel de Luna, when they take the souls to the afterlife, they go through that tunnel.
Goblin, see?
Yes.
You watch, you guys. The connections.
보고 싶었어.
Oh, that says, I miss you. All right. There's tons of theories about it. I didn't write a whole script for it because there's tons of fan theories about it. And what K. Will is great is that obviously you can tell what the storyline was with Please Don't. This one is more like an open-ended thing. And I like, so my theory, my personal theory, and some of them may agree with this, some may not, is that, so obviously Jaehyun's character got divorced from that, and we couldn't see it, and Gook being ecstatic about it and trying to make a move, but too scared to make a move. But anyways, so my theory is that I think Eungook actually struggled a lot with this crush because maybe this is like true love, soulmate type of level type thing that he decided not to be with any other men or something like that. And also the struggle of the taboo about being gay, because I don't know if this is like a full continuation of like this happened like a year later or 2 years. Like we don't know the time frame of this, but they do have an iPhone, so maybe it was years later. But anyways, I think just the struggle of being openly gay in a very conservative conservative country like South Korea is very hard. Even though it's a little bit better now, thanks to like Hong Suk-chun and everything like that, and other groups and coming out and all sort of stuff obviously got better as the years progressed. He might be still struggling with it. That's why he sadly passed away. It could be, people were saying maybe it's from the car accident. I was like, I don't think it's from the car accident, especially with the time frame that it shows the aftermath of after him struggling that his best friend got married. It showed no ring and the same watch and all sort of stuff. So that has to be years later. I think maybe it's just that struggle that maybe a lot of people in the community struggle with internally, and thus ended the way it did. So that's my theory, honestly. And then of course, Jaehyun later on realized, like, oh crap, my best friend has passed away, and he's reflecting on this idea, like, oh, maybe something was more, or maybe he was struggling, maybe he never knew. We don't know his side of it, honestly. And the lyrics of K. Will portraying that there is no sad song for me, in a sense of like there's no sad song for the specifically the gay community, because it's always been portrayed as a heterosexual couples, whereas the same sex. So I think that's also the undertone of it too. Or it can be portrayed as the fact that there's no really sad song for Jaehyun's character because he didn't even know that his friend loves him like that.
Right.
So how can you even portray that I'm feeling sad about this when I didn't even know this was happening the whole time?
Right.
So that is my interpretation of this whole series. What is yours?
So mine is similar to yours, but it's gayer.
Right. Awesome.
So I think the story is told from Jaehyun's perspective without it explicitly being stated, like his perspective.
Right.
So I'm on the fence about if Eungook is dead or not. Because they do show his funeral photo, but also at the end we see him again. So my theory is that Jaehyun got married to Daesum, and Eungook ended the friendship. He had to walk away from both of them because it was too painful for him, as we saw in the first one.
Yeah.
And Jaehyun realizes that he's unhappy in his marriage and that something is missing. And I think what we're seeing with the scenes of them being together is maybe that, again, we don't know the time frame. So if we're going based off of release date, it's been over a decade. Which, if you look at the way that they've kind of aged up and all that, it would make sense. It's about been a decade.
Yeah.
That either he or Daesum helped him come to the realization that he was also in love with Inguk, but he just was not aware of the signs until Inguk was gone.
Right.
And so he's trying to see all of what, how do I say this? He's seeing what he thinks their life would have been together, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So as we're seeing them, like Inguk showing up to his office, the charcuterie board, and even that night in the tunnel is Jae-yun being like, if I had been honest or open, or if he had been honest with me, this is what we could have had.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah.
So if we stick with the theory that Inguk is no longer with us, and my theory is that if he's not, he took his own life. Because, like you said, it could have been just, it was too painful not to have Jae-yun in his life.
Right.
Because you got, as cliche as it is, you never forget your first love. For good or bad, you never forget it. And sometimes, you know, that is a big missing part of it. But I think that their relationship was so impactful, like almost like the Red String of Fate situation.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
So that when Inguk walked away from his two friends, well, not even his two friends, because you can see in the first video, he's very disdainful towards Daesum, which I didn't even notice. I thought they were just like bickering because she's annoying.
Oh,
but,
no.
like,
I mean, she was, dude, if some girl did that to you, you'd be annoyed too.
Yeah, no. But then you see, like, when he's stepping off to the side and, like, she's there, you just see the look of disgust on his face.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think that maybe for Inguk, it was just too painful to not have Jae-yun in his life, but he also couldn't be around Jae-yun if he had to be around her. Because, like, I know that there are some people who, so the soulmate theory has changed over years. A lot of people have now been like, your best friend could be your soulmate without it being anything romantic. And I think Jae-yun would have been that Inguk would have been very happy just having Jae-yun around, even if it would have become something romantic, but he couldn't watch the love of his life be with someone else, which is what led us to the funeral scene. And so I think that over the years, like I said, Jae-yun has come to realize that he missed Inguk. And maybe Daesum kind of was like, well, you know, he was in love with you. That's why, you know, we fought all the time or whatever. And Jae-yun coming to the realization of like, oh, well, maybe I was also in love with my best friend.
I just didn't realize it. Yeah.
Yes. And then the whole message of constantly like, I miss you, is him regretting the fact that he never realized and knowing that not only could he have been happy, but he could have also saved his friend's life.
For sure.
But we have the final scene where we do see Inguk at the funeral home. I don't know if they're called funeral homes in Korea, but at the funeral. So we see him for one last moment. And so there's also the theory that maybe it's not actually Inguk's funeral, and that maybe now that he has seen Inguk for the first time in 10, 12 years, that he's not going to miss that chance again. Because if you look at the watch is broken and then it's fixed. So, but then that also opens up alternate timelines. And so my main theory is that my two main theories is either that Inguk walked away from their friendship, and Jae-yun realized that he was in love with Inguk, but he had no way to get a hold of him because you see him ask for his number. And it became too painful for Inguk, so he took his own life. Or that he was afraid of that this might have been what happened if he never got in touch with Inguk again, and then he sees him at the funeral. Who knows? It could have been Daesum's funeral. We don't know.
Because
it's so open-ended
too. Yeah, it's very open-ended. There was also another theory that I saw online that it was just actually, I think the one in the very beginning was but it's just so weird because you see the cell phones, you're like, that can't be it, right? So I think maybe the funeral home in the beginning was actually them meeting up after so long type thing. Like it could be like maybe after his divorce. And of course, we don't know who funerals it was before. And then like the funeral home at the end was actually him attending Eungeuk's funeral because something has happened in between type of thing. So that's another theory that was floating around too. But again, this whole music video is very open-ended, so people can go crazy over this.
Yeah, we can continue. So, but my conclusion is either Eungeuk unfortunately took his own life, Jaehyun regrets not being part of it, especially coming to his own realization, or that we actually got a happy ending, but K-Will isn't, and he doesn't want us to give us a happy ending. K-Will, tell us what happened.
K-Will, you're a genius. To this day, people will still talk about you.
Also, the director who did Please Don't, absolutely cinema genius. Because even though I knew the ending watching it, there's part of my brain that was still like, no, he's in love with Daesung. He's in love with Daesung. That's why he's so angry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And again, I've known the ending. I knew what the ending was going to be, and it's still kind of almost a little bit of a shock because the way that the story is told, even for someone with hindsight, you're still like, no. This is the true story. This is the true story here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if y'all have never seen it, you want to keep doing a deep dive about it, go back, rewatch, pick up some like tiny little clues and everything like that. But I mean, because of K-Will coming back as a follow-up and a sequel to the Please Don't music video, I think it's genius, especially because he pretty much saw, like, at least online, that people are kind of going back to the nostalgia days and reacting to it too. And you're like, do you know the biggest plot twist in K-pop history for music videos? Watch this shit, you know? Like,
right. And also, I think it's genius for him to have his long-awaited comeback, and his long-awaited comeback is a sequel to his like biggest career move. Because he could have just come back and done some cutesy little thing, but he was like, nah, I'm going to give the fans what they want. I'm gonna and then he doesn't give us an ending.
And then he ruins it.
Right.
Well, you're a genius. Welcome back.
Right. All right. So with that, we have barely scratched the surface of LGBT representation in the K-pop industry. It's kind of wild to go from an older generation where representation was few and far in between, so much so that K-Will's plot twist is still talked about to this day.
Right.
We are 14 years later, and there are still people making videos reacting to that video.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
And now we have music videos that have queer themes and idols who themselves are comfortable enough to be openly themselves. It's great to see artists such as Mamamoo, Card. Which, speaking of Card, did you guys see BM with I don't know their name, but the member from X Love and BM being like, hold on,
it's Woomti? Wooty? Something like that. Yeah. It's a longer name. Yeah. So
but BM literally saying, before we continue, what are your pronouns?
Yes.
Like,
that's so sweet.
Such a big.
I know, right? And he was like, you could call me he, she, they, them, like whatever you're feeling, man. And then BM goes, all right, I'll probably mix it up a little bit.
Right.
And going, what?
But yeah, it's just great to see. Again, we have Mamamoo, Card, Jessie, Monsta X, Alexa, Stray Kids, 80s, and so many more who've openly discussed and supported the community. Again, Bang Chan, Wonho, and San all know that over 50% of their fandom is gay men, and they absolutely love it.
Oh, they lean into it.
They do lean into it. So as time continues, we hope that the K-pop community continues to foster and support relationships such as these and open a safe space for those, especially the marginalized groups, such as how X-Love has created a safe space for those who fall under the trans and non-binary flag. Let us know some of your favorite K-pop LGBT themed music videos. Give a shout out to a group who has been a supporter for the community, or even those who have helped you feel safe and loved as a K-pop stan. And know that Wonderful B2uty is and always will be a safe space for gems who under all the different flags.
For sure.
All right, so until next time, we'll see you guys again.
Bye.
Let's get down with me. 이거는 내 거. 맘대로 막 보내.